And here we go.
What was that?
Sweat Equity Podcast and Streaming Show, the number one comedy business podcast in the world. Let me hear it, Lizzo.
Oh, no, wait.
You don't
Jess,
have
did
it?
you watch that
don't have it?
video I sent you? Hold up. No, I got it. But it's a bit jarring.
Suck my pussy from behind.
Yeah, pragmatic entrepreneurial advice with a real raw dog talk, like Lizzo apologizing for that body shaming.
Suck my pussy from behind.
I love her. She's my favorite from now on. My favorite flautist for sure. 2020's best small, medium enterprise business advisory podcast in the US of A. And we're 2021's best podcast and streaming entertainment studio, Eastern USA Media Innovator Awards 2020, hosted by Corporate Vision Magazine.
Some people call me Cool Eric.
Yeah. Listen to us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. We went up about 15 5-star reviews in the last week. What?
Yeah.
Spotify, all that stuff. Google Podcasts?
Yeah,
Amazon
sure.
Podcasts?
You just made it a thing.
All those things. Stitcher, your mom's Sony Walkman that's yellow from the 80s.
Did you say laughable?
Laughable.
Forgot about that one, huh?
I don't know if they're still in business anymore.
iHeartRadio.
This episode is brought. Oh yeah, iHeartRadio app.
Yeah.
We're on all the stuff. If we're not, let us know. Go to sweatequitypod.com and hit the contact us button. This episode sponsored by ExpressVPN. Try expressvpn.com/sweat. Get you 3 months free off an annual plan. A virtual private network. That's what a VPN is. It's like a computer in the sky. Don't get tracked
in the sky.
Yeah, in the cloud. Don't get tracked by big data. I want to log in through a Swedish network so my IP isn't tracked, so I can watch whatever Netflix shows are on over there. I can go to tryexpressvpn.com/sweat. Or you don't want to be tracked by big data. All the companies, tryexpressvpn.com/sweat and cloak your IP address. Let's get it going. Howdy
What
tight.
about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
What about my sweat equity?
So we're going to do a part 2. If you haven't listened to the first part, that was episode 319, and we had to kind of break it up because we're getting too long in the tooth on the story.
You had to leave.
I had to leave.
That's what it was. It wasn't.
Well, yeah. I had things to go. I had to go embarrass myself at a comedian's wedding. I had to fly out and take care of all those errands before I left the day before.
It was errands, not the flight.
Well,
Just saying.
yeah, but the flight was at like 7 a.m. on a Sunday. I had to like get a bunch of stuff done. Plus, I was tired of you guys.
Okay.
You guys smell.
Yeah, I know. We lost your attention.
Jess, welcome
we're
back.
Thank you.
I believe, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, where we left off, a guy named Guy from Belgium, and that's all I got. Can you reset the table?
Me? I'm not the historian for that.
No, because someone had too many seltzers.
No, I
Yeah.
just don't remember what you're talking about.
Someone got
Is that real?
drunk, girl. Yeah, Guy from Belgium. That's a real person.
Yeah.
I didn't make that up, right?
No, you didn't. And you know what's
Go
crazy
back and
about
watch it.
Guy from Belgium is I received a box. He asked me for my address, and I was weary to give it to him, but I did. And it was actually my friend's store. It was a store.
What's in the box?
No, and he sent me a box full of chocolates. He worked for this,
Oh, God.
and it was
Wait.
like a Michelin-style chocolate box with like a booklet to each box, and each chocolate was like, one was Coca-Cola, and one was like hazelnuts, but it would tell you where the hazelnuts came from in the forests of like Piedmont in Italy, and it was really neat. Very cool. So yeah, that's Guy.
Well,
Okay,
let's
so-
pause that. I want to make sure we get your plugs in there in the beginning of this.
Mhm.
So explain where people can find you, to hire you, explain what this is, because it's a little bit unique. I want to make sure we get that plug in the beginning, and then we can get back into the story.
So for those of you that maybe didn't hear the other part 1, my name is Jasenia, but everybody calls me Jess. I have started what's called al dente tastings, which pretty much means that I go to people's homes Usually events, but even just a simple gathering. I go to your home and I take you down a 2-hour food journey of Italian meats, cheeses, and wine. And it's quite the extravaganza, as I like to say.
And good job introducing yourself. Law spaced on that a bit. So,
I have my senior citizen moments. But I wanted
put it in the show notes.
It became a cheat code for this show just to let the guests do it, so I don't have to butcher it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you do it.
Jacinia is a name that took me about 5 months to really understand how to say it in my head. And Eric would be like, just say Jess. And I'd be like, no, I can't do that. I did it anyway. But al dente tastings. Wow, that site looks good. Who did that?
Me. I did.
Mm-hmm.
Good, right?
And the branding, yeah.
I did all of it. Right.
So we don't have a slogan yet. I was just going to see if we could pitch one out.
Oh, no, not really. Not a tagline.
Nothing's come up?
Nothing.
Organically?
Well, I mean, I'm not the boss. So
I'm looking at you for some reason because I'm like, wait, did we talk about
No,
this?
we didn't know.
No, it's just
No.
I don't see it on the logo behind you.
Nope.
Or the map. And I was just trying to think while you're saying it, I was like, bring Italy to your house.
One place, one way.
I've already. Well, I mean, that could be, as of right now, that's it. You're right.
When you're here, your family, that's already taken.
Yeah.
By Olive Garden.
Well, the business card says one place, one way,
You're right.
which I say a lot on the tours. When I go to people's homes, it's when I'm taking you down this journey.
Perfect.
One place, one way.
Well, I want to ask what that means.
Well, of course you do.
Yeah. Well, what does it mean?
So, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, on a wine bottle, even at Publix, on, like, the head of the wine bottle, there's, like, a sticker, a really fancy
I like
sticker.
that you're playing down to me not being a wino, and you're like, you could get it at your shitty grocery store. Any Boone's Farm bottle will do, whatever.
Honestly, when I was younger, I remember seeing this label and thinking, okay, I'm going to somebody's house. I'm going to pick this bottle just because it looks fancier with this label. Well, come to find out years later that label means a lot. So that label is pretty much the same label that's on champagne. And I don't know if you know, and for anybody that doesn't know, but champagne can only come from the region of Champagne in France.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one place, one way. So it has to start and finish there, from the beginning to the end, from the cultivation of the grape, the procedure, the history, all of it's protected, the whole 9 yards. So I call it one place, one way. And same goes with Parmigiano Reggiano, the cheese, the Italian cheese, mozzarella di bufala, Chianti, Barolo wine. They're all protected, one place, one way. And really, it goes out throughout Europe. So in England, you also have Stilton, it's protected, one place, one way. Well, I guess I can't really go for England anymore because I guess they're out of Europe. But you have all of the other places. Well, I mean, I'm not really sure. I know that there was a controversy with that. They weren't sure if they were going to keep the cheeses protected because it's a European rule and regulation.
In this context, we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's me going into it a
gonna
little
let
too
you-
much.
I was going to let you just try to figure that out by
But
yourself.
besides
out
that,
loud.
but
She's
I'm
working
just
on it.
saying. No, I'm just trying to give examples.
Well,
Feta.
Brexit really hurt the economy
Like,
over
I
there.
heard that word before,
their
too,
trade really
Brexit.
suffered, but the cheese, guys, the cheese,
Right.
Brexit cheese. Okay, yeah, I'm curious now. Any other foods or booze that has to be from a certain area
Oh, there's hundreds.
to be it, whatever it is?
Absolutely, there's hundreds. I mean, you've got port in Portugal. You've got pata negra, jamón
Oh, I didn't
ibérico
even
in
think
Spain.
about that.
You have
Is that
feta.
what wait,
Ports, Portugal.
Is that what that's short
Yeah.
for? Is it really?
Well, I mean, it comes from Porto, which is a city in Spain.
But I've had
Okay.
a,
I'm sorry, in Portugal.
I've had a port though that's not.
Well, no, so you have to
thought
look
it was.
out for the symbol because that sticker, that sticker that I'm talking about, and sometimes on like wine bottles, it looks very similar. But then it changes obviously on cheeses and different things because it has, but this stamp, when that stamp is on something, the government has controlled you. So that means that it can't be touched by, for example, the U.S.
Right.
So one
but you
place,
can
one way.
make a generic version of it
Without the
and
stamp.
call it a port. Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly. Without the stamp, which means that it doesn't have to follow the rules and regulations. It
And
isn't-
like the cheap champagne isn't really actually called champagne. They've really worked around some of that name sometimes and
So-
just made it a bottle that looks like a champagne bottle.
Sure.
well, I know that you can't
Right.
actually call something champagne, especially with the capital C.
But
You
the
can call it champagne.
idea is the low, like me, who's just and just goes, oh, that bottle's cool, not reading it and not realizing it's not actual champagne, but it's pretty close.
Oh yes, I love that you just said that. That's actually the reason that I usually say champagne, because everybody knows champagne, and a lot
Right.
of people like to look at a
Usually
bottle that's bubbles. Exactly. A lot of people that see bubbles right away say, "I'm having champagne tonight. I
Right.
had champagne tonight." But in all reality, it's way more specific. For example, like you said, Eric, prosecco. Prosecco is something. It's the, let's call it the champagne of Italy.
Right.
But it comes from a very specific region in Veneto, in Italy, which
Oh,
it's very
You got the map
point at
behind
it.
you?
Look, it's on the
It's over here.
So if we're looking
just
at
off
for the audio
camera.
listeners, if it's the boot of Italy on the map, it's the top of the boot.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, on the top right.
Where you
So-
stick the foot in.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah,
Sorry,
where
short.
you'd slip it in the back, you know,
Yeah.
depending if they're kind of
Shoehorn good.
leather, long,
Yeah.
like my long boots, you know.
Yeah, I know. All about those.
Well, I wear them with a garter belt. It makes me
And
feel
your red pants.
hmm Well, those are red thongs, but yeah. You got to show off this ass. That's the moneymaker of this
I
show.
know. I
I
get
gotta say, those
I get-
shorts, they're on point.
These shorts right here, yeah.
for sure.
They're a little too long. They're 7 inches. I
I
think
know.
5 inches is now my inseam. I've been looking all this stuff up just to be annoying and wear short dad shorts from now on.
Well, they're not dad shorts in Italy. That's why I like them, because
What?
in Italy, it's very rare to find a guy wear long shorts. Like, they're always going to be pretty short and pretty on the tight side.
Yeah, it
Which I
became a
love.
thing. For me, it doesn't make me look any taller when I'm wearing shorts to the
Yeah, you start to
knees.
look like a baby when they
Right.
get too short.
Right. If you start-
to get
you
that
start-
baby
There
body
is- there
coming
is
out.
too
Well,
short.
you know, I have a thing that I hate t-shirts that have sleeves that go past the elbow, you know, because you look like a child.
Well, yeah.
You look like you're wearing your dad's shirt.
Like a
Well, some people are like, that's cool.
like an NFL football jersey
Yeah, exactly.
of a man who's 10 years younger
Another
than you.
man on your back.
Right.
I just believe clothes should fit a man.
Yeah.
Like, they're
Sure.
fitting.
But
My legs
you
don't
know,
necessarily fit into anything though. They're a little bit. I have the body of a T-Rex. It's short arms, bigger legs, or like a midget if you just stretch it out.
like a little,
Anyway,
yeah, that was bad.
little people. Sorry, little person. You know, Eric's very sensitive
We knew what you meant.
to slurs like that. Back to your stuff. Okay, so
you called it a slur. Not
you
me.
got a guy named Guy from Belgium. Okay, bring us back to where you're at with that. You got your chocolates.
I did.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed them for a very long time, each and every one. Sometimes I take a bite, put it back, because I kept it in the fridge just to keep it. But yeah, they were delicious.
I hope this
each
is
and every one.
relevant to
There
the
was even
whole
one that was
linear timeline of the story.
Absolutely not. That's pretty much where it ends. It ends with
Okay.
the
Good
mindset
to
that my
hear.
last bite was a bacon one that she made. This, and I say she because I remember the company was a woman, but
It
Yeah.
seems very Belgium-y to give chocolates as a gift. Kind of hacked.
they were like
almost.
Michelin. So for a foodie like me, they were like very descriptive. It would tell you each and every
It had
bite. There was
like
no more-
Coca-Cola inside of it. What was it?
It was. There was one I remember. It was called Coca-Cola. There was another one that was wasabi and actually had wasabi. But you could, and it was. And I
Ugh.
remember there was like a 3-rule ingredient in that. I don't think she used more than 3 ingredients in one chocolate, and that's a big rule in a chef's world in general. Even in the world that I teach when I do my tours, contrasting, meaning putting too many things together, you end up losing the flavor. So a carbonara here in the States has like 9 things in it. Not really, I don't know how many, but a lot more than 3, which in Italy it's only 3. There's no more than 3 ingredients in a carbonara. So that's a good example.
That's a good
Well,
tip.
So
it's a good
that's-
example.
let's extrapolate that gift out through as a through line to what you're talking about. You're a big believer in the food you're procuring and describing for everybody. It's all about the story behind it, right? It's not, you're not just going to deliver a plate to a dinner party at someone's house and just go, all right, I'll be in the kitchen. You guys need anything? There's presentation. There's,
Totally would though. Catering.
Well, I mean,
Well,
it's up to them,
when-
but your
when I-
default.
I know, but just saying, it's like don't.
Well,
That's
when-
on the table.
When
Yeah.
I put a piece of, for example, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese in front of you, which I do for my guests, for the tours that I do, I can't just see you eat it. You have to know that it's over 900 years old. They used to put it underground during the war. I mean, like they used to use it as gold. I mean, it's a big deal, that cheese. And then to tell them the description of the cheese, for example, the crystals that you feel, that you taste coming through, which is, the fat that crystallizes through time.
Mhm.
these things are important because then you eat it and you experience it in a different way, which is what I like to bring to the table. No pun intended.
Ooh.
I don't know.
What?
That sounded like you set it up. Okay, so where are we now? What year is it in our timeline with this Belgian guy? And let's get off of this.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
well,
I was just trying
I'm really curious. Is this guy
Well,
relevant at all?
you know,
no,
I
I
have
was
to
just
say,
trying. I was
he's-
just trying to look through the last show notes and go, where do we stop?
Okay.
And I'm trying to
I
get this story back on its heels.
I mean, I have
We're
to
in
say,
Act
just
2.
because Guy is pretty important in that, let's say it sums it up in that he came back, I believe, 2 if not 3 times to do my tour in Rome. And when I have, people that have done my tour more than once, it becomes quite special for them, for me, to see them again after 5 years maybe, because I ended up doing it for quite some time. So there would be some times where people would come back after 2-3 years and I'd be able to see them again. And Guy was one of those.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Wherever we left off from last time, where are we now? Do you remember where we left off?
I mean, I know that you both kind of wanted to know more about possibly some of my, let's call them memorable experiences
Oh,
on
yeah.
some tours.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember that was one thing you were like, no, we can't cut it off now. Just
Yeah.
tell us about.
Yeah.
But
no.
we-
Tell. Well, I mean, you tell whichever one you think you should tell.
Well,
But I mean, there's some good
now-
ones.
The reason that came up was because it's a big question that I got on tours. When I was in Rome, I want to go with almost every tour would ask me, what's the craziest thing you've seen? What's
Mhm.
the craziest thing someone said or done, etc. I've had from, really happy moments, which I'll share those as well, to, oh man, jaw dropping? Is that?
Something's dropping.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Sorry.
So,
Spoiler.
I would say this is the one that just remained and engraved in my mind forever and ever. And it's probably been engraved in some other people's minds after I've told them the story. But it was actually one of my first tours in that it was, let's go with the first 3 to 6 months that I was working for the Roman food tour.
What year?
Ooh, 2013?
Okay.
I believe 2014.
All right.
And I had 13 ladies from California, all over the age of 65, that had also a gentleman there, Italian, that spoke both English and Italian, that was chaperoning them, coming,
Gigolo.
So it was a private tour, pretty intense. I'm just gonna go with that word. The tour goes on. It ends at Gelato, where it always ends, and my clients always get their own gelato. But this one woman that was kind of problematic throughout the tour, and I'm not saying any names, obviously. I would never say any names, but I don't remember her name, to be honest, at all. I just remember what she was wearing.
You purposely probably forgot it.
I don't, well, because I remember one of the ladies' names, and she was such a sweetheart. We kept in contact. But, so we get to the gelato place. I end up always, like, humming and umming on this part because I don't know how to keep going. Everybody gets their own gelato. This one woman asked me to get her gelato for her. And because she was tired, she sat down, and I said, of course, I'm going to get your gelato.
You said these are Americans, right?
Older, 65 and over women, all
Okay,
women.
Americans, though.
Yeah, from California.
That is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because I could see this going.
From a
my,
very specific
my,
country club
my
in
feet
California.
hurt, kind of thing. Because we don't walk
yeah.
over here. Yeah.
Well, and
Or-
they were wearing heels. It was an interesting group, but
That's not smart either.
yeah. And so they all asked she asked me to get her gelato. She's sitting down at this point. I allowed everybody else to go ahead because even though I'm the tour guide, I'm not going to just, go ahead of all the other ladies. So I let them go by. And the woman saw that I didn't get her gelato immediately. So she stood up and gave me a nice little slap on the face.
He's fixing your mic. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
I don't know if you missed that.
No, there's just a little. There's a little hump. You're
No,
good.
it's
Keep
okay.
going.
You're good. Sorry.
And so she gave me a little slap on the face for not getting her gelato quick enough.
Slap in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
Bad
it's
time for me to
cool.
fix it.
It
but
was fine. It was fine.
slap in the face.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
It was enough to get the attention of the other ladies, and,
I mean,
and
we're
one
in
of them.
we're in Italy.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. If
The
we're talking,
slaps are real over there, dog.
if a pimp slap is all the way back and through, right? That's
no,
the
it
max.
was a smaller. It was
Yeah,
a smaller, like
yeah.
I
more
need a-
like a.
Like a one. What does one hand clapping sound like? But your face was in the way.
Yeah, and it was half the hand kind of thing, not. But it caught people's attention.
But it wasn't like a good job where you pat someone on the cheek.
No, it was an assault.
It was like, I can't believe you didn't get my gelato first. And I kept my calm, and I was like, okay, Jess, you're almost done. You can get through this. It's okay. People have days. It's fine.
Stab
So-
her later.
We go outside of the gelato place, and I start saying bye to everybody, and I'm kind of standing in front of everybody saying bye. And we're in a building, mind you, that's 5 stories or 6 stories. And all of a sudden, as I'm saying bye to them, we all hear, and I want everybody to know, and there's this ends well. I know the person, and she was okay, but we heard a big. And I run, because you couldn't see it. It was right on the other side of the building. So I run by myself, and sure enough, someone had tried to commit suicide, and she.
Oh,
Okay.
Didn't see the story going that way.
I know nobody does.
Okay.
Right. So, and again,
I don't ever get to use it
Yeah.
for
And
that inappropriate of a situation.
I
so
have
had
I have to reiterate with the fact that this young lady is okay. She was okay.
Oh.
Everything turned out fine for her, because otherwise I would not say this story. But I think the worst part was the fact that the same woman that gave me the little half hand slap decided to immediately run with her phone and take pictures.
Well,
And that part probably got me
World
more.
star.
World Star was around. Yeah.
I couldn't even talk. I was no
So she
words
was a
were
cool
coming out of her.
person.
Right. Sounds like a nice lady.
How do you deal?
Jeez.
How do you deal with these kind of people? I don't have patience for that. Like,
I apparently
without
have
talking
a lot
shit
of patience.
back.
I apparently have a lot of patience. I did major in psychology, and I always told tours that my major did, it's paying off, because what I do working with people, because people are people, we're all different. Because then I'm going to go with the happier end of the story, meaning not
Okay.
this one doesn't have a happy ending. That's how it ended, and that was it. I had nothing to say, and I was just shocked. But one of the best ones I had, for example, was these 2 women that came on the tour from the States. I don't remember from where in the States, but they were 2 women that were 65 and had been friends for 61 years. So since they were like 4 years old.
okay.
And had been planning this trip for like 58 years together. And they were holding hands under the table, meaning to come to Rome together.
To finally elope.
And then I got to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
No, they were best friends. They were holding hands. They
This is
made the
right.
whole table cry when they told their story about how they
Suck my pussy from behind.
Yeah. Couple gilfs going at it. Okay.
Sorry. All right. I'm done.
Okay.
That's very cute. Yeah, we ruined that cute story.
No, you didn't. I had to say a cute one after that other one, because that other one was pretty intense.
So
I did live it though.
2013. Let's try to move it a little bit forward. You're still working for someone else and doing tours, right? You're in Rome.
I was up until 2020 for the same company.
Mhm.
But yes, in Rome since 2013.
Any other wacky, weird stories that sound like that movie Crash, where it's just a bunch of weird stuff going on around you at all times?
Oh man,
That one's tough to top. I mean, what do you want from a
Well,
girl?
no, I
Jeez.
had. So I always tell
a
people.
slap and a
I always tell
suicide?
people, don't.
Well, they're not related. That's what makes it even
I know. That's
stranger.
why the stories. I mean,
And then you
it's
can't
gonna
go-
be tough to beat. Is what I'm
And
saying.
then when you got your wits about you, even if you got slapped and you were like, oh, I got to say something to her, it's like that just destroys any of the other thing you were trying to take care of. In a weird way, it minimizes you getting slapped in the face and shows how gross she is.
Well, I mean, again, people are people.
Well, I'm saying in the moment, I'm sure your attention was like, holy shit, and not even thinking about that until later, until the slap until later.
Absolutely, I didn't think. Well, once that other thing happened, my mind went, yeah.
Why are Americans so gross overseas? Like,
I know.
They're,
I don't-
so
I don't
Those
have
are the
any
only
insight.
stories.
Again,
Yeah.
people are people. So I can say that I've had some of my best tours were Americans. Some were Germans of my best tours. Some were, from because I got
Yeah,
all
they're
over the
probably,
world. I got people from
show up
all
on
over the
time,
world.
get in line right away.
Well,
We've
I have to say,
organized ourselves according to height.
I loved my German clients because I love to speak very clearly, and they liked that about me. And I'm also extremely precise, and I like to get to. I mean,
Yeah.
you just asked me about that stamp, and I got a little in detail, so they like that.
No, that's good. Yeah.
You know,
Robot people.
but I loved them. But Americans, no, that you have, I had some of my best tours were Americans. Some were.
Doing that.
Is
Keep
it
going.
mic?
It's okay.
It's fuzzy.
Something over here.
Yeah. Well, you don't have any opinions, any.
Aw.
I mean, it's a stereotype for a reason. Like we know it as Americans that never. I knew it before I even went outside of the country. Like.
So again, so if you had to ask me, because you kind of just answered it by saying something you just said, but one thing I did notice is that out of all of the clients that I had from all over the world, and not really all over the world, but in terms of my largest clientele, meaning either from America, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, the US were the ones that I noticed maybe traveled the least or the shortest amount of time. For example, in Australia, I know that most people get 3 to 4 weeks off. So they would take off a good month and they would stay in Italy or within Europe for a month. And so traveling becomes different.
Well, and they're on an island that's as big as the United States, but has only like 30 million people, and it's mostly on the coast. So the middle of that country is dog shit.
They are the furthest though. It takes them like 24 hours to get to Rome, and they would tell me. And then in the United States, we are the United States, so it is this thing of like we have so many different personalities across the country. I think a lot of people, myself probably included, like there's a lot to see here before I might go out and venture outside of the country and try to knock everything out. I feel like if you grow up in Europe, it's right there, right? It's not too hard. Just proximity wise. I mean, you're absolutely right. And having come back after 9 years of being away, without really having ever come back to the U.S., I came back a couple times, but for very short time periods. Now that I'm back, honestly, I've been considering doing the whole RV life and like traveling and seeing the United States, seeing where I was born, and seeing these places that maybe I haven't seen, because there's so many gorgeous places to see in the United States that I haven't seen.
For sure, yeah. I did it for a stand-up tour for, what do we do, 90 days, like 75 shows in like 27 states, I think.
That's how it would have to be done, too.
Huh?
It'd have to be set up like a comedy tour.
Yeah. And
something like that.
It was one of those things, I quit my job in the recession to do a tour before that and just didn't work that much, and then did another one. But it was like I was 25, it was the best thing I ever did, even though it was, it was tough it was tough sledding to make it happen. But when am I going to go to Idaho and go to Yellowstone? And when am I going to go hang out in Hastings, Nebraska, where former guest Nick Hoff, an opener for Larry the Cable Guy, Nick Hoff.
Yeah, we'll probably skip Hastings, but...
Well, it's the birthplace of Kool-Aid. Did you know that?
No.
And Tom Osborne, old football coach.
What?
Yeah. Got an impacted asshole full of Hastings facts. But when would I ever go?
Huh?
Yeah, when would I ever go to Champaign, Illinois? Stuff like that.
Gross, dude.
Now it's even better. We had a little dongle, like Sprint kind of Wi-Fi wherever there's cell reception, and we had it okay. But nowadays you can have Wi-Fi anywhere and kind of work from anywhere. Except your stuff, you kind of need to be in the place where people are happy.
Yeah, this is not a remote option.
Yeah, no. Bigger cities is where I'd be hitting.
So what? So from 2020, and if there's anything else you kind of wanted to get in about your experience of doing this, is there anything you wanted to touch on?
I mean, I guess if I had to think of something that wasn't related to maybe the tourist aspect of it, what the best part about what I was able to do in Rome for the last 9 years was work alongside people that were, if not just as passionate, I was going to say, as me, if not more passionate. So, and what I mean by people is the stores that I would visit with my tourists, with the clients that I was with in Rome. We would go to these different venues. So a pizza place, a gelato place, a restaurant, And all of these different venues and vendors were very, very close friends of mine. Some of them were extremely close friends. Some of them were masters at what they did. So I was able to work alongside and learn, just really watching, asking every day, because I worked with them for 7 years, every day, twice a day, 6 days a week sometimes. So that part to me is something that I love, that I can't say I lost because it's, I'm going to go back to Rome. It's in the cards, but that was something that I love to be able to possibly give here, is all of that knowledge and experience. And you can't. I have my Stefanos, because there's 2 Stefanos that I really learned a lot from, but I call them my teachers.
Stefanos?
Yeah, there's 2 of them. So it's
Stephani.
one is Stefano, and it's so Stefanos plural. So it's Stefano is the name, but Stefanos would be 2 of them.
Okay.
But I just kind of made that up. Yeah.
Stephanie. That's what
yeah.
it would be.
So how do you bring that experience to a place that's not Italy? How does that work?
That's what I love doing. So one thing that we do have is I do have visuals. So a map, because I have to show you where you're eating it from, why it possibly comes from from a place. Because if you can see down here, I can't allow to happen what happens down south in Italy to happen in the north. So
What does that mean?
So for example,
It's not a euphemism.
No, so-
Literally in the south.
Yeah. So for example, like water buffaloes, what the animal that produces water buffalo mozzarella, they're located near Naples region in Italy. And I couldn't put those water buffaloes up in Piedmont, up north, all the way up north in Italy. I couldn't put those water buffaloes up there. They would die. It's way too cold, because that's near the Alps. So they're producing something else. You have other animals that can live in that climate that produce a different type of cheese. So in turn, I bring that to you. So whether or not,
Okay.
and it's nice because I did that in Rome as well. I didn't have to. We weren't necessarily. Yes, we were sometimes visiting some stores that I could never bring that to you. But I can come very, very close to bringing all of your senses there.
So you theme it a little bit around like the region of Italy too.
Well, I don't. Italy does, which is nice.
Well, okay.
No, so and I mean
No,
that. So,
no,
can I give you a good example?
You said that
I
genuinely,
promise.
but I couldn't take it as.
I know.
Wait, did it go over my head? Did I not even?
No. It was just,
You're
It was
very
something
excited.
that-
It's good.
it was something that was very genuine and authentic, but we're so sarcastic a lot of the time.
Don't take me into it. You're the one reacting. I didn't react like that.
No, it's good.
Well, people are always scared. They're like, Jess, you're so serious about food sometimes, because I do study it. I have studied it in my life. So what I do on the tours is bring a twist to that. I'm not going to then give you a test afterwards, but I do bring lots of knowledge. But going back to Italy,
Look, comic book nerds can talk to me about comic books I don't give a shit about, but if they're really into it, I'll listen. I'll be into it. So like, passion bleeds through. Brand strategy advice you didn't ask for, that's really your unique value you're bringing to the table. It's you have a genuine passion for it. You're always doing continuing education, research. You're an expert in the field, and you've got the experience of doing it for a while. So that has to bleed through. And if you're not explaining all of that, and your face lights up like a pinball machine every time you talk about all the food that's from the area, like that is all part of that brand that customer experience. That CX, all that stuff. So go ahead.
Well, no, because you mentioned like, is it regional? And I said it's not a me thing; it's an Italy thing. And there's something that I say on all of my tours. I think I've said it for really the last 7 years, and I will continue to say it. So if anybody does my tour, they'll hear me say this, and I say it every time. If you were to, and I don't literally mean this, but it's a good way to have people understand what I mean. But if you were to blindfold an Italian person, child, if you were to blindfold
Let's make
them,
it a grown up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. I always do that, and then it becomes weird because I was about to say, and then you just put them. Yeah, let's make them adults.
Sure.
Wow, I need to change. I have been saying that actually forever, and I'm just
Imagine
really.
yourself blindfolding an Italian child.
Yeah.
Well, you know why I say
Just a
that?
little kid playing jacks.
Now, the reason I say that is because as a child
Now, put a
growing up in
pillowcase
Italy,
around- Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, what are we about to hear about?
no, as a child growing up in Italy, you learn about food. At the dinner table, people are talking about food. where this came from, why, when you eat it, and you just kind of live it and see it. So that's why I say children, because even a child could do what I'm about to say, which is you could pretty
Or
much
else.
place a blindfolded adult Italian person anywhere on this map in Italy, open their eyes, and when they open their eyes, they're going to have a dish of wherever you put them, anywhere they are, a specific dish to that region.
Okay.
They open their eyes, they look at the dish, and they're going to know where they are. I could literally put basil in front of an Italian, and they're going to know where they are, because basil comes from a very specific city in Italy when it's protected, and it comes from somewhere very specific in Italy.
So we take someone from Milan, blindfold them, take them to Amalfi Coast.
Put him in a van.
Yeah.
What
Gag.
you show him? What?
Oh my God! You're probably going to see either cotoletta, so it's going to be like a fried steak type thing. It's like really healthy. Or risotto allo zafferano, so a risotto. You're always gonna if you see risotto in general, you're gonna know you're in the north of Italy. But risotto with saffron is a big one in Milan, and it's really yummy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Gorgonzola is not far from
Try to
there.
stump her, huh?
No, you could say anything. I'd be like, "Yep,
I know.
sounds good." I'm such an adult with all this stuff that I eat out of survival mostly. But when you have a good meal, it makes it even better. So where are you going from here? So what's the next? Y'all are working on this brand currently. What's the next steps? What's going on?
Well, I know, especially from my experience with the psychology behind when people do things, I know that what I call my season should really open up for me right now, because people just started school, so people are settling back down at home, starting to do more home gatherings. The holidays are coming up, so that's a big one. People are going to have events. They're going to want me there. I thought about this? This is so weird, and I don't know where this whole child thing is coming from. But you know how parents, you guys hire clowns for your child's parties? That's
Sure.
kind of how I feel for adult parties.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I'm
why I
I'm
said
going-
it's
Well, you're-
entertainment.
Yeah, you're
I am.
entertainer. Yeah.
That's
I
what-
thought, okay,
yeah.
I guess it's not that cool. But I really
Well,
felt like it was such a great...
it's
I
much
thought
You're
about,
calling
like,
yourself a clown.
First off,
in a good way. I
much
like-
cooler than a clown.
Well,
Yeah.
because I do like to make people laugh. I try to make people laugh when I'm there. I try and make it an experience again. So
You can make an argument. It's the hardest at home entertainment, because I think we brought up strippers last time you were on. Another at home entertainment thing
Sure.
that you're doing it with being a raconteur. You're doing it with the story. You're doing it with the food and the story behind it. So I could make a case. I think we can make an argument. Probably the hardest like in home kind of entertainment to be able to do.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
Well, I mean, unless you're doing
Oyster
a
shucker?
stand-up show.
I've done it, and it's
Stand-up
not,
show
but
and
it
a
doesn't go well. So
I know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But at least Jess has food to
Right.
relate.
Well,
People have the food. Stand-up show.
That's one of the
if,
best parts, is because you're bringing a table together. So it could be a birthday party, which, where did you come with me? We've been to a few, but I've done birthday parties, anniversaries. But when you have these birthday parties, sometimes the birthday person doesn't know that I'm coming, which
Yeah.
has happened. And it's really nice, because then everybody's sitting at the table. We're going one by one, from softest flavor to strongest flavor. And everybody's commenting. Sorry, that was me.
it's okay.
All right. Good.
But they're all commenting. So somebody might like it. The other person might not.
Right.
But nobody's right. It's a palate game. We all have different palates, and getting to know your palate is so much fun, because you can have more fun in the world once you get to know it.
Yeah. Mine's a lunchable palate.
I don't know. How do we test that?
Well, you got to start
around licking stuff?
venturing.
Yeah.
Start
How
venturing
come we
with
didn't have
flavors.
food prepped for this episode?
We will.
Okay.
We will, because I have a couple of events coming up. Actually, again, the season's opening up.
Oh,
so
we could do a little mini charcuterie.
Mhm.
Yeah. I would.
Well, what I want to see is I'm going to bring a couple of cheeses, and I'm going to watch you guys. Well, everybody's going to watch you guys eat them side by side. There are two cheeses that are very, very popular, and people like to confuse them for being the same cheese. When you guys eat them, you're going to, with your faces,
Like Lady and the Tramp.
you'll see, you're going to see.
Yes.
People are going to realize how different they are.
Eric and I are going to kiss finally.
to.
I don't know the song. I wish I knew what song I could sing. What?
When,
Wait, so you're talking about
Lady and the Tramp when they're
yeah,
eating
but with a
spaghetti.
piece of cheese?
Yeah, I didn't think it through.
yeah.
I'm thinking a piece of Parmigiano Reggiano between your
It would be a short trip.
y'all's mouth right now.
Yeah, we'd start out
When
real
you leave, we're getting string cheese out of the fridge
Just tie them together.
and really going Greco-Roman wrestling on it. So you've got, it's August as we record this, late August. You got things working in a seasonal way for you. You got people back in school. You got the holidays coming up, which a lot of people are probably going to want to. You have one thing that's kind of in your advantage, as we might have a more lockdown kind of society again. Not quite what it was 2020 spring, but
The fear might be there.
Right. I think a lot more people are going to be looking for entertainment at home, and y'all have a real good opportunity probably in September. If I'm putting my marketing strategy kind of hat on, you got September to make a campaign to really push to get those bookings.
Oh yeah.
Is that what y'all are doing?
Yeah.
Nice. Exactly.
Already got a couple in September.
Good. Yeah.
And well, you mentioned.
Are you videoing them?
No.
You got to
not
get some
necessarily.
B-roll, bro.
Well, we're gonna get some other.
Well,
footage.
we got other stuff that's going to
Guys,
be done.
everything you do well is a marketing opportunity. Come
Don't
on.
tell me like I don't know.
Or said it 4,000
Don't act
times.
like I
He's
didn't.
also working with like, I don't know when the last time I took a picture of myself. Literally, I think maybe actually for the website. That was the last picture I took of myself. I don't take selfies. I don't take pictures of myself. So I'm not very social.
You're
Well, I'm actually-
atypical to a lot of girls. You know what? A lot of women do it in their car. That
I know, I
annoys
don't
me
get
for
that.
some reason.
Yeah.
I get it. You did your makeup in the drop-down mirror or whatever, but it's
Yeah,
like
it's when they're thinking about it.
Only
Right.
time I will is if somebody
Well, the
asks
light
for
is
it.
good.
Yeah.
The light is always pretty good too.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, headshots are important. All that stuff's important. Whatever you can do while you're out there, get reviews. See if you. I bet this business is a good one to figure out how to make them advocates for you for everybody else. You know, refer a friend, but on maybe a classier level.
Yeah. No, I mean it's.
Am I
that's
touching
the
on
easy
stuff
part.
you've already?
I mean, it's
laid
yeah,
out?
that's easy. It's literally like unsolicited,
Right.
from a lot of the people.
A lot of the work I do get is word of mouth because once you see what I do, it just becomes easier to want to share with other people.
Well, then you can slowly creep up that price on if you put a schedule out there. I just got a thing I need to send you that was dynamic pricing on a calendar for scheduling stuff because
Yeah.
I want to do that for consulting work. Like if you want to hire me on a Sunday for an hour,
Right.
it's going to be 3 times as much or whatever.
Yeah. Christmas morning. All right.
Yeah, they gotta pay for that choo-choo train somehow.
Yeah.
Another thing I don't want to forget to mention is other than me coming to people's homes and creating an experience for 2 hours, going down meats, cheeses, wine, the whole 9 yards, I've also added catering. So I will bring charcuterie boards to your homes already. So cheese boards, salumis,
Nice.
fruit. I have one that's a crostini board where you can then create your own crostini. So I have different toppings for it.
What's that?
Crostini, let's go with like bruschetta style. So a piece
Okay.
of bread, and then I provide different toppings for the bread. So there are different platters that I've created for your
Usually,
parties.
eeny on the end of something means it's tiny.
Okay, that's a good.
That is
good to know.
actually very, very correct.
Yeah. And you just reminded me, you know, this experience is probably great because you know it's coming. I think one of the worst things that I have no patience for in my head, I don't really do, is when they do a charcuterie board and then they spend 20 minutes explaining everything. I'm like, yeah. Well, we're not, half of us aren't even listening. We're not, like, you don't know you're getting the spiel. Right? With what you're doing, you know that it is like an immersed experience kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's very, very much so guided.
Well, you
as in, I'm
want to catch your
standing.
customers at the most excited point, right?
And granted, I have so many tours where not every single person at the table wanted to be there. But it is my job to make every single eyeball that's at that table happy and excited and yeah, and interested, really. Because you're right. I'm standing in front of them for 2 hours and I'm trying to keep their interest, but it does come natural for me, having done it for so many years, but also being so into what they're about to experience each and every time, because I could literally do it every day, and it's new to me because the people in front of me haven't done it with me yet. And even if they have, it seems to be a new experience for people, even when they redo them with me. But yeah, so it's fun.
People haven't done you yet. That's all I heard. Yeah, the party hasn't
the people
done
that
you.
haven't done
people.
it. Yeah.
Well, and you got Eric propping you up. His skills around everything else that's not the experience of it. Y'all make a good team, I'm sure. And well, you
I concur.
I'm going to take credit because I taught you a lot of the stuff.
It's true.
And by taught, I mean here's a video. Go watch that.
I know.
But
Google it, fuckface. What you say to me?
that's my favorite lesson of all time. Let me Google that for you. Anything else we didn't get to?
Part 3 coming up.
With food?
A couple
Yeah.
weeks.
We'll try not to eat on the mic.
Yeah, no,
I'll
we're gonna
try
do.
and-
Now we'll eat right on these mics.
I'll try and give people the experience through the cameras, meaning through watching you. And I mean, I guess I'm just gonna bring a couple of cheeses, but just with those couple of cheeses, people will understand because it'll be your reactions that'll say.
I got an
everything.
idea. Maybe we live event it,
Yeah,
promote that.
yeah,
'Cause-
yeah. We will.
All right.
We could do that.
I don't know what that means.
Have a little
but
structure
sounds
Live
to it.
stream
great.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Give a reason to have people
We'll do it live.
sit in and watch appointment viewing, as they call it, and maybe they can ask questions at the same time.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, nice. I like that.
I'm good. You got anything?
Well, we
Do
got
you want
one.
to? I got another question.
AlDenteTastings.com.
Yes.
Check it out.
Never mind. I'll ask it later.
813-693-5611.
And if you have any questions,
Call us
even
up.
though the stuff is on the website, we're still working on the website as far as pricing goes and things like that. We're adding everything on there. But if you have any questions at all, you can just email.
It's custom pricing, dynamically charged to your party.
Yes.
And by the way, I just said email, but the phone call, that one's better.
Phone calls, emails.
Emails,
It's
well,
all on
It's
there.
all on there. So any questions anybody has.
And if people are outside the Tampa Bay area, they can call you
Yeah.
They
and fly
absolutely
you
can.
out.
So I do travel outside of the Tampa Bay area within Florida with a traveling fee. So they just have to contact me, let me know where they are, and we can figure it out from there.
All right.
Yeah.
What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.